Hi, Taurus. Welcome to spooky season. I have some amazing decks to celebrate. We have the Bohemian Gothic Tarot deck to get us into the Halloween spirit, and of course, along with the 78 Tarot Halloween deck. So, if this reading resonates with you, you'll feel it when we start to pull cards. So, yeah, and for those who it doesn't resonate with, check out your sun, moon, and rising sign because those pulls may really help you. But yeah, let's get in the mood here for a really powerful tarot reading. Okay, we have a volunteer. We have Frangipani. And it says, "You are truly beautiful on the inside and the outside." Yes, Taurus, so this reading will help empower you. If you're someone who struggles with a lot of self judgment, I feel that this reading will just help you to understand more who you are and how beautiful. In other words, it will resonate with your truth. And then pulling a couple of more oracle cards before we move into our tarot cards. All right, for this collective of Taurus, we have the Pearl, a hidden gem. I really appreciate this card. I have studied Hindu mysticism, and the pearl often signifies your true soul self, your higher self. And being able to bring that into your everyday awareness is a huge gift because that pearl holds a lot of knowledge and inspiration and an inner knowing that may have even perhaps come from past lifetimes and intuition and guidance. So, yeah, very beautiful card to start with. I think I'll pull two. And so then we also have ocean, distance, and journey. Maybe it's time to pack the bags if it's a physical journey, or if it's more of a spiritual uh, sabbatical, it's time to go on this inner journey. So, whatever resonates with you, I try to go ahead and give you guys a broader view since it is a collective reading. But we'll go ahead and put these guys over here. This will be our deck that we pull for our clarification cards, and this will be our main deck. What I'd like to do for you guys today is pull past where your energy has been, present where you are now, and then future where your energy is going. So let's go ahead and pull some beautiful Halloween tarot cards to get in the spirit of the season. And if you want to throw any other affirmations or questions in there, Taurus, please do on your end over there because this reading will reach you. It is all energy and we're all connected in this beautiful matrix. All right, so for your past energy where you've come from, you have the High Priestess. What an amazing energy to start with. Wow. Of course, because I'm working with beautiful Taurus energy today. And then you have the Nine of Cups. So some really cool witchy, sorceress, shamanic energy on the table for those of you who resonate with that practice. We have the Eight of Swords. And now moving into the present where your energy is right now. Wow. I feel like I should be ringing a bell because you have the Hierophant. So this is your card, Taurus. Speaking of your strength and what really lights you up. And then we have the Three of Swords. So, yes, going through some emotional depth right now, some healing. And then the Eight of Cups. And I love this spooky deck so much. It is so whimsical and yet powerful tarot deck. The cards really speak to me, and as we get into the reading, I hope they speak to you. This is what's coming in the near future. what energy you're moving towards. Ace of Wands. So holding that strength, that power of will to take action. Excuse me, pumpkin, you gotta move. Okay. And then we have, the Page of Wands. Something is beginning, something's in the air. And we have the Empress. Wow. So this is genderless reading. However, I do want to say there's a lot of divine feminine energy here with the Empress, the High Priestess. And I just love that for you because for me, the feminine is about the nurturer, the healer, and also the ability to create beauty wherever you go. And the Empress in the tarot deck is the one in the traditional, the one person who sits on luxurious cushions of comfort. So it talks about being able to create that luxury and that comfort in your own life. And then knowing yourself, knowing your value, that just by being you, you bring a lot of beauty to your environment as the Empress and the High Priestess. And coming back to where you've been, your past energy that wants to show up for your reading today, the High Priestess is a beautiful card of someone who listens to their truth, someone who is tapped into their higher self. And perhaps you have a practice that helps you to align with that even stronger. And that it shows that in the past you've been committed to this part of yourself, to this practice, to your spirituality. And also, it comes naturally for you as a child. You were probably gifted, and I can speak for myself as a psychic and a clairvoyant, that it's not necessarily an easy path because it does kind of take you outside of the flock and separate you because of that deep inner knowledge and knowing that perhaps was a challenge growing up. For example, for me, I had the ability to see the future. And when I would talk about it up until 8 years old, it just scared people around me, especially when they saw the things that I would say come to fruition. And it wasn't really invited. And of course, we're moving into a whole new generation now, and it is becoming more acceptable. But for those of us who are perhaps Generation X, like I am, we can relate to that this path wasn't really accepted when we were growing up. But I am excited that now more than ever, more people are open to witchcraft and shamanism and these ancient practices that our ancestors used to enhance their life. So, same for you, beautiful Taurus. This is a practice that enhances your life and tapping into your intuition. And if you practice magic or shamanism, it really helps you to open the pathways in your life to your truth. And it's followed by the Nine of Cups. And I want to bring this card up closer to you because it's just so beautiful. She has a lot of Empress energy with the emerald green and the red for passion. It looks like the universe is behind her and that she's creating all of her dreams. And the Nine of Cups is a beautiful energy of someone who has worked to attain the life that they want to experience. And so, even like things outside of the everyday norm, like hobbies and things that light you up, taking time for that and finding great joy in the energy that your hobbies, that your perhaps eccentric paths bring you. And it's something that is celebrated within the self because you have earned this on your own, this energy, this abundance through your work and through who you have become. And it's like a time now of really allowing yourself to share that abundance and to revel in it within your own life. And again, if that's through your passions, your art, whatever inspires you, taking time for that. So beautiful energy. And then there's something interesting here, and we can pull clarification cards. You have the knight, excuse me, the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is an interesting energy. It shows a lady who is bound and her sight is covered, and so she cannot see the path ahead of her. But the interesting message is that it's a self made limitation. And oftentimes, these limitations that are self made come up for us because we've made an agreement with ourself or someone that no longer serves us. So it's about clearing up that agreement and really allowing yourself to see the truth. And that does take a lot of bravery, because oftentimes we do wear rose colored glasses because, we have that inner child that sees the beauty, that wants to see the good in people or a situation. But through, our maturity, we learn to take off those rose colored glasses and be truly honest with ourselves. And so I'll pull some clarification cards to help you to see where this is coming from. And we'll use the Bohemian Gothic Tarot deck. And then we have the King of Wands. And we have the Six of Swords. So time to be honest and truthful with the self, and using your powers of discernment and knowledge to help you navigate through feelings. I feel that the King of Wands is showing up for you as a relationship, could be romantic or a business partner or a friend. Yeah, and so for a lot of you, it is romantic. And I feel that that's what your higher self is wanting you to look at today, is that, is this relationship healthy for you? Is there something you're not allowing yourself to see because it's too painful? But I do feel that you are willing to do the work and see the truth because you have the Six of Swords. So the willingness to make changes and to move forward in your life, even if it's kind of a sad but sweet letting go. Because in the Six of Swords, they're often leaving behind rough waters to move into smooth, pristine waters and into a beautiful landscape. And in the Bohemian Gothic Tarot, you can see, hopefully you guys can see, that there's a person on a boat. Maybe if I hold it up closer. And it looks like they've passed, and the person is rowing them into the next dimension, into their afterlife. So very symbolic there of letting go of a cycle and moving towards something that is unknown and yet beautiful and peaceful. And for those of you who it was a business partner, or because this is a collective reading, so the King of Wands can be somebody, a relationship in your life. And this is about letting go of what is no longer serving you. So perhaps changing the dynamics of this relationship by speaking your truth and moving away from difficulty into a new position, perhaps a new job or new surroundings. And I would like to go ahead and move towards where you are presently, but I just want to go ahead and just give you guys an energetic hug out there. I'm just feeling my heart full for you, so that this wave, this energy of comfort can move into your life. and show up in other ways. Just starting, my intention is to start this healing wave for you through this beautiful reading. You have the Hierophant, and I love the Hierophant because it can speak of order and tradition, and it can also speak of taking what is your truth from tradition, but then also bringing in enlightenment by your evolution of what you've learned in this lifetime. What I like about the Hierophant is, for me, it can show that even though you can be part of an institution or a learning school or a spiritual belief, it's showing that you yourself have everything you need on the inside to do it yourself and not look without towards those institutions or spiritual schools. You can take what resonates for you from them, but the important message of the Hierophant is to know that you hold all this ancient knowledge and soul truth within the self that can guide you on a sacred path. In other words, you don't need it in between. You can take the straight path through your own consciousness and your own self. And then, because of what we saw earlier and where you're coming from, dear Taurus, you are healing from a relationship of some kind. It could be romantic, or it could be a work relationship or a friend that has left you a little confused as to what your feelings are now and how to proceed forward. But I think, dear Taurus, the more honest you are with yourself, you'll know that you're ready to move on and move forward. And if that's claiming your power back again by standing your ground and saying no and still continuing the relationship of some sort, or completely moving away from the relationship into much more beautiful life setting, the Three of Swords is here to show that it's time to grieve that. Because it's important for us to not hold on to these energies and this loss so that we can move forward in our life and not get stuck. And I do feel that we had the clarification card earlier from where you're coming from around not willing to see the truth. And the clarification was, well, yes, you will be guided by a higher source energy. And if that's your higher self, to move away from a painful situation into something much more healthy. And right now is the time to go ahead and allow yourself that grieving process so that you can move forward in a natural way when you're ready. Yeah, so the Eight of Cups is deep emotion. As we grieve, we allow ourselves to perhaps do a review of the situation, bringing those memories of what hurt the self into your awareness, and through that being able to reassess and to really find what your heart is needing right now. And you can see the mummy, he is walking away down the path of water. Perhaps he's leaving behind a person or a situation that he gave his all to. Like, he really, what I love about the Eight of Cups is that it shows that you really gave it your best. You really were committed and did everything you can. But life has shown you, and the outcome has shown you that it doesn't matter because it is what it is. One of the hardest things that children learn is that we can do our best to want something for someone, but if they don't want it, then there's nothing we can do to change their mind. I have a couple of teenagers now, but as children, I remember them being sad when they couldn't get their friend to play with them or to like something they liked. Just as an example, even as adults, we still feel that pain that no matter how much our heart yearns for something, we can't force the other person to feel or be in the same resonance with us. And with this understanding, you're willing to follow your truth, your heart, and just let go and walk away from this situation. So, a lot of, again, I'm going to give you an energetic hug because there's a lot of deep feeling here that this reading may bring up for you. And please allow yourself to express your emotions and to feel what you're feeling and just be patient and kind to yourself right now because you are going through a process of grieving, is what I feel and see today. And yet you have the power and the instinct to stay the course and always keep your authenticity and your power, which I love that's showing up for you in the Hierophant. And so, where is all this energy going? We have the top row here to help us with that. And this is coming up into your near future. So, you have the Ace of Wands. And what I love about wands is that it's fire and it's action. So it's showing that in the near future, the time for taking a break is over and you start to move again with a lot of perseverance and deep feeling. You are inspired again. Your fire is lit again. You're feeling that you are ready to pursue your dream and to move forward in your life. And that's going to bring in this really beautiful, brand new uh, opportunity for you with the Page of Swords. So you have water in your reading, which is a lot of emotion. And then you also have swords, which is like discernment, higher mind. That's the air element. And you don't have any earth. You have action, you have deep feeling, and you have higher mind. So I feel that that kind of brings in the energy of moving forward. Kind of makes me feel like you're leaping towards your life. You're jumping, you're moving in a direction that is empowering to you and that will really help you move into that sensual, beautiful Empress energy. What I love about the Empress is that she doesn't need anybody's approval because she knows who she is. And these readings are not gender specific, but they do help us tap into our inner feminine or our inner masculine. And the inner feminine is the divine feminine is so nurturing in this Empress energy. And first, she's able to really truly fill her own cup and nourish herself by doing those things that light her up. If that's, creating a beautiful environment in your home or buying yourself that makeup and that those clothes that help you feel more like yourself, that bring out your beauty. She knows that she's worthy of all those things. So she just naturally creates them. And there's no need to prove anything. It's more about that she has come into a place of abundance within her own self, within her own awareness. Oftentimes the Empress person will feel this when they interact with others, as others are a mirror. They'll see that their presence alone can bring a lot of healing to others and bring a sense of peace and a sense of inspiration. Your next step, I feel that when you free yourself from a path that is no longer serving you, you'll find that there is an invitation and an opportunity that is coming that will provide this beautiful journey that you will be going on. And in this journey is the opportunity to move into what is a beautiful treasure within the self that is waiting to be discovered. Perhaps a deeper romance will unfold when you feel what this last relationship has taught you, and that knowing that you deserve something even deeper, it in a way will open your heart to something very precious and something with great value when it comes to deep feeling and experience. So, yeah, this is your reading. I hope that it resonated with you guys. Happy October, it's spooky season. Blessings.